my favorite player was Magic growing up. And then I quickly realized my father stole all my height, and I wasn't going to be a 6'9" point guard. So I had to,
The fastest way to accomplish anything in life is to model success.
People who could succeed actually do succeed because they've given up on learning, study, and growth.
Rise and shine, it's Entspresso time.
I wake up every morning.
Espresso, keep me going.
I wake up every morning.
Hey, it's Carmichael, and this channel was created to help you overcome the #1 challenge that is holding you back, a lack of belief in yourself. You watch these videos because you know there's something more inside you too. You've got Michael Jordan level talent at something. So let's start your day off right together. Grab your coffee and sip on today's message from Kobe Bryant. Also, if you want to have more confidence, check out my 254 series. They're free. The links to join are in the description below.
or to go play someplace else to try to chase a championship. That's not me, man. That's not what my career has been about. There's certain things that we want to get to, but we have to pace those out because we have to have absolute focus.
Kind of take us behind kind of the current with Michael. Was there ever a moment that you guys spoke that you felt like it energized you and you learned from him?
Yeah, it was crazy, man, because my favorite player was Magic growing up. And then I quickly realized my father stole all my height, and I wasn't going to be a 6'9" point guard. So I had to, so I looked at this young guy coming up. And the thing that I marveled at wasn't the fact that he was getting to the rim and doing these fancy stuff. It was like, how is he getting to the rim? How is he doing it? Right? And you look at the footwork, you look at the fundamentals, you look at the spacing, the pacing, right? And all those little things, the angles. And that's what becomes fascinating. It's like, okay, how do I get there? Right? So I started studying all those basics. And then when I came to the league, the first time I played against him, I won his respect because it was like, this kid's not scared of me at all. Right? And he saw kindred spirit from that standpoint. And that started a relationship. And it became something where it was like, text him anytime, hits me right back. Questions, hits me right back. And we're talking all the time.
The fastest way to accomplish anything in life is to model success. You want business success, you want relationship success, you want financial success, whatever it is you want to learn. Somebody's done it. And the fastest way to learn is to go find somebody, understand what it took for them to become a success, and then apply it to your business, to your life, to your situation. The problem is we feel like we have to do everything ourselves. That you don't know what to do, so I'm going to figure this out, right? I'm creative, I'm a genius, I can figure it out. And yes, you can, but chances are it's going to take you a lot longer. Instead of trying to come up with everything yourself, it's better to build upon what other people have already done. They could take you 80% of the way. It's not going to be 100%, right? If you're trying to get big on YouTube, great, you can copy what I'm doing. But it's not going to take you 100% of the way. It'll take you 80% of the way. Because if all you do is copy me, you're going to be an Evan Jr., which will take you a good chunk, but at best, you're going to be a junior Evan. You're never going to be what you could be. And so you need to take what I'm doing, learn from it, but then tweak that last 20% to make it your own. How do you take what other people have done and then tweak that last 20% to make it your own? But modeling success takes you 80% of the way. This is the biggest mistake I made when I was starting up as an entrepreneur, right? I told the story a bunch, but I was 19, I was struggling, I was making $300 a month. I'm too embarrassed to tell my friends that I'm struggling. I'm not having success. I feel like a loser. I feel like I'm not making any money, not just feel like it, I wasn't making any money. And I tried to think my way out of everything. I was working my face off, right? Like every waking hour almost, I was working. It wasn't for lack of effort. I was just doing the wrong things because I didn't know what to do because I was just trying a whole bunch of stuff. And then that worst day of my life when I told my partner that I quit, I just woke up the next day and said, I can't quit because I'm going to regret this. I know I'm going to regret this. If I stop now, I'm going to regret it. I have to find a way to keep going. But the way that I keep going has to change because what's going on now, this can't keep going on. If you're frustrated with the lack of momentum towards accomplishing your goals in life, like if you're in the same spot that you were a year ago or relatively close, the problem likely could be lack of effort, but is also likely you're just doing the wrong things. You're just focused on the wrong model. And so go find somebody who's done what you want to do. For me, I studied Bill Gates. I was out of pure desperation. I was not a genius when I was 19 and trying to figure out my way. I was at rock bottom. I just said, somebody has built a software company before. This can't be so hard, right? And I looked at Bill Gates and how he started, right? How did he start? 0 to 1. That's what you need to study, because if you look at what people are doing now, one, it's going to be hard to compare yourself to. If you compare yourself to what I'm doing now, I have 20 something people on my team. You can't, don't expect yourself to keep up with what I'm doing right now. Don't expect to keep up with 11 years of experience, right? You're not going to be as good when you first get started. That's okay. But how did I start? How did I keep going? Whoever you're looking at, look at their foundation story, how they started, and chances are you already have more than what they started with. So I look at what I'm doing right now. You know, I want to be on bigger stages. I want to get better, even better as a speaker. I got invited a couple weeks ago to be in Puerto Rico, speaking with Brendan Burchard on his stage. A lot warmer than here in Toronto, Canada. And you know, after the event, I'm like, hey, Brendan, you have any feedback for me? This guy he does more events than almost anybody, right? There's very few people that do more events, and especially at size, at scale, than Brendan Burchard. And so he's giving me feedback. So it's like Kobe learning from Michael. You know, who's Kobe going to learn from? There aren't that many people who he can actually learn from, who've actually done it, who are better than him, who've made their mark, right? Who am I going to learn from? There's not that many people who've done more, who've spoken on bigger stages with consistency, right? Who've been more recognized. There's definitely people, but it's not a lot. It's a tiny handful of people. And so when you get a chance to be with one of them, you want to tap their brain. You want to learn as much as possible. And so whatever you're going through, whatever you're struggling with, somebody's figured it out before. Somebody's gone through it. You are not unique. You're not alone. People have done this. And to sit there in silence, suffering, being in the same spot that you were a year ago, it needs to change, and it needs to change now. All it starts with is you figuring out and going to Google and searching for the person who's been through it. You can go to my YouTube channels. I've got a lot of them. We've got thousands of videos, right? 6,000 videos on the main channel. I don't know how many on this one. Tons of videos. Chances are we profiled somebody who's gone through what you're currently experiencing, and they have a solution. You know, in their struggle, in what may have taken them a decade to figure out, is a hack that you can apply and immediately get results for your business. For me, modeling Bill Gates, I spent all this time trying to build my business and struggling and suffering and not making any deals and taking home a $300 a month paycheck. And then that one strategy that I took from him, which was forming partnerships, very shortly after I landed my first partnership deal for $13,500. And that was the starting point for my company taking off. Because I had, one, a little bit of money. I felt like I was rich, but I had a little bit of money in my account now. And more importantly, I had a model that I could follow. I could do it again and again, close more partnerships around the world. And ever since then, that's 20 years ago, I'm 39, almost 40 now. That was when I was 19. Ever since then, the default answer has been, when I don't know what to do, model success. Somebody's figured this out. And so that challenge you're facing, somebody's figured it out. You just have to commit to going out and finding that person and acknowledge that you don't have to come up with all the answers yourself. You take what they've done, you take 80% of it, and all you have to do is figure out that last 20% to customize it for yourself. If you do that consistently, for all the problems that you're facing in your life and your business right now, everything will change. Everything will change. That's the difference between where you are right now and where you want to be in a year. How much you're willing to model success and apply those lessons courageously to move your life and your business forward. Go get it. Now I've got a special bonus clip that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, question of the day, I want to know who's somebody you're going to model. Who's somebody that you look up to, that you want to learn from, that you want to model. Let me know. Leave their name. Put it down in the comments below. And if you made it this far in a video, I want to celebrate you. If you promise, after watching this video, that you're going to do something, you're going to take some action, you're ready for it, you're going to change your life, give me a hashtag believe down in the comments as well.
So few people who could succeed actually do succeed because they've given up on learning, study, and growth. LSG, learning, study, and growth. So the neurobiologists and neuropsychologists will tell us that the human brain craves learning, and it craves curiosity, and it craves novelty. And unfortunately, a lot of us, we learned in school, but the moment we left school and walked out into the world, we've given up on our personal commitment to growth. And so I'm inviting you with great love and respect to reclaim the curiosity you once knew as a child when you were overflowing with awe and wonder. You see, our natural state is the way we're as children. We're built to be curious. We're built to be passionate. We're built to be full of energy. We're built to question things. You look at a little child and it's like, Mommy, Daddy, why? You look at an adult and they've contracted their curiosity. They've given up on seeing the magic in the world. They no longer grow. And so the mindset I want you to start practicing, because no idea works unless you do the work. To install a core belief, you just practice it until it becomes automatic. That's how you actually get to change your psychology. And so the mindset I invite you to start practicing each day is what I call the 2x, 3x mindset. To double your income and your impact, triple your investment in 2 core areas. Number 1, your personal mastery, and number 2, your professional capability. And how do you do that? Again, you do it through learning, study, and growth. So I guess what I'm suggesting to you is you look at most of the population and you commit yourself to what I call anti-majority behavior. If you want to have a great life, a soaring life, a creative life, a productive life, a ultra prosperous life, look at what most people do and do the opposite. So most people, what they do is they love consuming as opposed to creating. We live in a civilization of consumers. Buy this, eat this, do this, consume this. But the top 5%, those who play in the rare air of world class, are not consumers, they're creators.
If you want to know how Sarah Blakely manifests her ideas, check out the video right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.